Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is almost Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. So I wanted to talk a little bit about love. But I specifically wanted to talk about a type of love that I have been experiencing recently. This is the love that I am feeling for my home. My home, my home, my home. Have you ever felt totally in love with your home before? I have, but to be honest, it's been years since I last really completely loved my home. Before this recent move, I liked my home. I liked it. It was nice. It was convenient. And it was well maintained. That felt like all I could really ask for. But recently, I had this move. It was a short move. I only moved one neighborhood, just one neighborhood. That made it super easy, and I am grateful because I have moved cross country before, and I know it's not so easy. So it was geographically quite a small move. Teensy, tiny, little move. But the vibes between my old neighborhood and my new neighborhood, it feels quite different. And the type of building that I'm in is quite different. And I have just been feeling such immense gratitude to be where I am now. And I think that gratitude is really translating into me just feeling smitten with my apartment. That's often the way, isn't it? How nice the apartment actually is, it matters. But there's these contextual things. All of the details surrounding it, the location, the cost, the relationship with neighbors, what the transportation is like, what friends live close by, what memories you have and have built up. And also, I think how much ownership you feel and have established in your space, how much you've worked on that feeling. All of that can affect how you feel about your home. So, let me tell you a little bit about my new place. I'll try not to go too fast. I know I get excited to talk about some things and then I go too fast. But what do I love about this apartment? Some of the things contributing to my love for it. Number one, it is the location. Although my old neighborhood is not too far away, and there are some commonalities, I love where I live now. I think that compared to some places where I've lived, it has a real community feel. My old neighborhood was actually kind of known for having a good neighborhoody vibe, where you would go into a coffee shop, and if you were a regular, they'd know you. A lot of small businesses and stuff. However, this was complicated a little bit by the fact that it was also a very trendy neighborhood. It's fun to live in a trendy neighborhood in some ways. So many restaurants, cafes, bars, little shops. But the flip side is that it was kind of a destination for people who didn't live there. So people who lived in other neighborhoods would go there have a nice dinner, or to window shop, to do a little bit of window shopping or regular shopping. Sometimes it got really busy. And it's funny, I actually grew up in kind of a tourist town, in several tourist towns. So I am not completely unfamiliar with the feeling of living someplace and knowing a lot of the businesses are for the benefit of visitors, and the locals can enjoy them too. But the reason that they exist and their success, it's all kind of contingent upon popularity on a wider geographic scale. Is this place a destination? Or is it just a spot for locals? In my current neighborhood, it's less trendy. It's further away from downtown. Some of my friends told me after I moved that they were a little worried. They wanted to make sure that I would still have enough to do, and that it wouldn't feel like a downgrade. But actually, no. To me, it feels like a huge upgrade. There are fewer businesses, but the businesses around here feel exclusively aimed at true locals, almost exclusively. There are a lot of opportunities to meet your neighbors, to volunteer with your neighbors, to make sure that your neighbors are okay. Last night, my girlfriend and I, we met up at a bar, a new to us local bar. And there was no event going on. There were just people hanging out. But someone had brought a pot of chili. And it was just free chili for anyone having a drink. I don't know if that is really indicative, if that's actually indicative of anything, but it felt right. So yeah, the neighborhood. But then also this general good feeling towards my new home. It extends to every piece of the home. We didn't move that long ago, and I am kind of one to nest slowly because I can find all of that a little bit overwhelming. So I like to do And now I keep having this feeling, partially because we have invested more in this place than in our old place. Already, we have spent more time making little tweaks, and adjusting the space to suit our taste, needs, and style. So, for example, we had a friend come visit, who is an electrician. Pretty cool. And she helped us switch out a bunch of our light fixtures, So we had this chance to get new light fixtures, Facebook Marketplace and wherever, and start thinking, like, what do I actually want this place to be? What would make it feel like ours and like home? Can we do that? Often, yes. We have also been painting. Slowly. And hey, we've been making mistakes. We spent like 10 hours painting the living room, which is kind of most of the apartment. And then we decided we didn't really like the color. But even in doing that, now it feels like I have touched every last wall. I know the space better because I'm interacting with it like that. The only room in the house where the painting is truly finished is the bedroom. And I am so in love with the color on the walls. It's a color that not everybody likes. Some of my friends don't really like it. But you know what? It's my bedroom, and I love it. When I wake up in the morning and the light is coming in through this big window we have in the bedroom, I see it coming in and lighting up the color of the wall, and it just makes me happy. As soon as I wake up, I immediately feel really, really happy. All of these little touches. There's something about thinking in the space between form and function. Thinking, how is this form actually going to fit into my day? By that I mean, what will I notice and see? So, for example, we were doing a kind of gallery wall with lots of different little prints all over the place, kind of collaged together. I was noticing that when we did this, I would only really see the pieces that were very central, or kind of standing apart. So I started pulling, my favorite pieces, the ones that I really want to see consciously every day. Sometimes these pieces are so random too. We have a little postcard framed. It's called The Phases of the Moon, and it's showing the moon in different moods. I don't know why, but I love this little print. I just love it. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It makes me think, what phase or mood am I in today? So, I wanted to see this, to really see it every day. So I grabbed it and put it up right by the front door. I've kind of randomly been having an adult horse girl moment. I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, whenever I see the image of a horse, I'm like, whoa, so strong yet so elegant. What a cool animal. Why don't tweens talk about this? So I keep on grabbing horse imagery. Maybe I'll get over this. Maybe I will get sick of looking at horses. But for now, every day that I see a print or a little figurine or some kind of knick-knack, that looks like a horse, is a horse, I smile. It feels so good to settle in a place and to say, you know what? I don't know what the future holds. Will I be here forever? In this apartment, in this city, in this region, in this country? Or next year, will life take me somewhere else? I don't know. But when I first moved to this city, I had a pretty hard time settling in. And I think a part of that was that I was always thinking next year, or in 2 years, maybe in 2 years, I'll be in a totally different state. And thinking about that all the time. It made me subconsciously and maybe consciously resistant to settling in, I felt like I had to protect my heart. Relevant to Valentine's Day, protect my heart from the pain of falling in love with a place and with people, with new friends, with restaurants, with bars, with cafes, and then losing them. Which is interesting because I was obviously reacting to the experience of having moved across country and how much I missed my old home. I was really homesick for a while. But those memories are so important to me. The fact that I felt settled where I used to live, it taught me what that feels like. It taught me that that is possible for me. And it taught me, even if I'm not always putting it into practice, how to do it. How to feel at home somewhere. And so I kind of slowly had this realization that if I ever wanted to feel that again, I had to get out of my head a little bit, or at least soothe. I had to soothe the part of me that was always expecting to be torn away. It is so much better to feel a sense of place and love than to feel adrift. I'm experimenting with not only letting myself settle in, but encouraging myself to settle in. To say, this is home. This is home. On the floor, I have one big rug. That rug was actually a wedding gift to my grandmother on her wedding day. I have another rug on the floor. This rug is a rug that my girlfriend and I were given from her aunt, and it was in her aunt's farmhouse for years. There is history that I take with me wherever I live. A place can be new, it can be new to me, and it can contain memories at the same time. And as I paint the walls and I hang art, I explore the neighborhood, I meet my neighbors, I pet their dogs, I cat sit for them, I share a meal, I say hello in the grocery checkout line, I make home. All of that let me just rapid fire a few of the things I love about my apartment. My apartment, it has 2 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms. I have never lived anywhere with 2 bathrooms since I was a little child. It has a breakfast bar. The kitchen is pretty small, but I actually like the small kitchen. I'm the main cook in my house, and so it feels quite sweet and intimate when I'm just cooking. It's me-sized. We have a balcony, a nice balcony, and it's cold right now, but I am so excited to put up furniture on the balcony and have friends over. In the bedroom, there's a big window. We got light blocking curtains so that we can sleep better. But I love, especially with the wall color, in the morning the sun will make its way just slightly around the perimeter of the curtains. It's so pretty. And even though we took a lot of our same furniture, there is something about seeing it in a new place just makes it more beautiful to me. It makes it look fresh. I'm looking at random side tables, knickknacks, the curtains, and going, wow, so many textures and colors in our home. It's so good to feel like you have a home, whether that is your own place or a room or just a little tiny corner. Maybe you have a car. Maybe you go to the public library and you've created a sense of space and belonging. There is maybe a corner that you go to and you know, well, it doesn't always have to be a residence, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Okay, I have to go, but thank you for listening if you listened. I hope you have a very sweet, safe Valentine's Day, and that you have something to love, whether that's a person or a place or an animal